Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Billy Ho Sports. We are continuing our coverage of this Saturday's Churchill Downs Stakes Racing card, and I have already covered the Arlington, the Shawnee, and the Blame Stakes. So you can easily find those in my playlist. I got it showing behind me here. Also, check out the time codes if you want to jump to a specific segment where I look at the past performances, or I'm going through the horse profiles, or I make my final selections. If you just want to jump right to the end and find out who I'm picking, that's fine too. Just remember, subscribe to that channel, smash that like button. And if you have any questions or hot takes or anything, just leave them in the comments section. Today's race is going to be the Audubon Stakes, which is the, believe the final race on the card, race 11. And we're going 9 furlongs on the Churchill Downs turf. So weather looks good for Saturday, so we should have fast and firm. So let's get into it. So, like I said, the Audubon Stakes, 9 furlongs on the turf. This is for 3-year-olds and promising young turfers here in this race. So let's check them out. Number 1 is Nomos. Nomos is trained by Todd Pletcher, will be ridden by Irad Ortiz. This one is a son of Uncle Mo. Looked like he might have had some aspirations as a 2-year-old. Ran in the Grade 2 Bourbon ran in the Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes, the one Honor Marie won last fall, but just didn't seem like he was ready for the big leagues. Pletcher turned him back onto the turf. Been bouncing back and forth really. Went, I believe, after his started turf, then dirt, then finally going back to turf, winning at Keeneland, going 9.5 furlongs on the turf. So he broke outwardly from that 10 post, settled in second, tracked the leaders before taking over in the stretch and driving clear. So an interesting horse, and we'll probably get some play with the jockey trainer combo, but I don't know if I like the number 1 post position for this one. Number 2 is Cugino, and that is Shug McGahee, trainer. Flavian Pratt rides, sired by Twirling Candy. The 3-year-old won first out back in November, then ran off a string of several second-place finishes before running a very good 4th-place finish in the Grade 2 American Turf on Derby Day. He broke from the outside, was able to tuck in early on and got into good position. Coming around the turn, there are several horses that are coming out of this key race. So we will talk about all of them, and I'll show you some things in the past performances. So stay tuned. This one should be deal with the drop-in class just fine. Definite contender, number 1 in the Prime Power. We'll look at that. Number 3 is Cameo Performance. That is trained by Brendan Walsh. Tyler Gaffleone gets the ride. Lightly raced 3-year-old son of Oscar Performance. This is going to be just the 3rd career start. Broke his maiden in his 3-year-old debut as a 4-5 favorite at Keeneland. Going mile and 16th on the turf. Good looking horse, very promising. So should be an interesting addition. Number 4 is Thomas Aquinas. Ian Wilkes trains. Brian Hernandez rides. Failed to hold off Nomos on April 26th on the turf after leading early on. This is a slight cutback, so might improve his chances, but probably not going to be a play for me. Number 5 is Formidable Man. That's Mike McCarthy trained. Louis Saez is up. This is sired by City of Light, same sire as Fierceness. Has a couple other good ones. Chop Chop is among another one. Grade 2 American Turf, ran second on Derby Day, so very good. Broke for the lead, showed the way through a moderate pace. Was challenged by the number 9 horse at the top of the stretch, repelled that foe, then was out-kicked late by the 46-1 winner, who actually went on for big things. So he's improving his speed figures. 96 he ran on Derby Day is going to put him right there. Camaro Z is number 6. That's Greg Foley. Jose Ortiz has yet to face serious competition on the turf, as his last 2 races were all on the main track. Did win that black gold stakes at Fairgrounds on a muddy surface, but probably going to be a pass. Number 7, Rockin' a Halo is Tom Amos trained. Edgar Morales rides. Unraced at 2. He recently won at Churchill Downs on May 11th, coming from way back versus a very swift pace to score the victory. Should offer some value, probably a long shot. I'd say double digits at least. Could threaten if you get another hot contested pace, but we'll also cover pace when we go through our selections. Number 8 is Twirling Point, and that is trained by Jonathan Thomas. Frankie Dettori gets the mount. Thomas is 24% when bringing horses off this type of extended layoff. His last race was at Turfway Park when he nearly ran down a very strong performance by Trickery. And then Trickery wheeled back to win that American Turf. So that's kind of a key race to me, as Trickery turned out to be a really good horse. This horse has versatile styles too, can run out front and close. So interesting at some value. And number 9 is Lagynos. That's Steve Asmussen trained, and Christian Torres will ride. This one had kind of some designs on a possible Derby Trail run, but it didn't work out. So Asmussen made the wise move and put him on the turf, where he ran 3rd in the Transylvania and then just missed the place in the American Turf. So another American Turf horse, as you can see, ran 3rd and definite threat. Could be closing faster on a firmer turf, like we'll see Saturday. We had a lot of rain Friday, if you recall, on Oaks Day, and then the track was a little softer, playing good condition. So a little firmer turf might add a little speed to Lagynos. So number 10 is going to round out the field, and that is Can Group. Mark Cassie is the trainer. Francisco Arieta is might be better on firmer turf as well. His last 2 were on softer, good conditions. He closed, if you go back to last fall, he closed to 4th place on that Fast Santa Anita turf on the Breeders' Cup Juvenile turf. But is he the horse that actually closed out late to win the Bourbon Stakes last fall also? Or is he the one that got off too slowly in his races this year, like he had a terrible 9th place in that American turf, as we've been showing? So Arietta is back on the mount, who did ride him in the Bourbon Stakes and a successful 2-year-old campaign. So let's take a look at some past performances and see what we can figure out. Okay, as you can see, we're going 1 1/8 on the turf, 275K. These are all the Kentucky bred funded. So that's 25K. And see, I was telling you the first thing I noticed in a lot of these, if you look at some of the pace ratings, we'll start with Nomos, number 1. I like the race, but you can see how slow the pace was. That's 48. I don't think we're going to go that slow. That's 1 3/16. Obviously, the longer distance prompted maybe just a little bit slower pace. That was one of the reasons why I kind of not so much on Nomos, especially if he's going to be bet down a little too far because of the trainer, the connections. And this is Cugino, and you can see here that Cugino has a little bit more faster pace. The American Turf, this is more honest pace that we'll likely see. That was still a good surface. So we get into Churchill, and I got Churchill Downs highlighted. That's what you'll see over here in blue, is all the races if they raced at Churchill. So I just wanted to have that already highlighted. But you can see he got a little bit too far back and then did close out pretty well. So if they could get him up closer to the pace, he'll definitely be a threat. And this is Cameo Performance. This is the The first race was overseas, actually, last November at Dunkirk, ran second, just missed by a neck. But then after the layoff, came right out and fired. So that's pretty interesting horse, to say the least, out of sired by Oscar Performance. You can see they paid $210K for him. So he's definitely no slouch. So might offer some long shot value. Thomas Aquinas, I guess that's how you should say it. It's Thomas Aquinas, Doy. But anyway, ran second. Obviously, the one I pointed out that got beat by Nomos. I'm not feeling it. Formidable Man, this is the one I wanted to show you the most. The 96 number, I think if he moves forward off that, he's really sitting ready to rock and roll in this one. Paid $375K at Keeneland back in 2022. City of Light is the sire. That is the same sire that sired Fierceness. I like the speed in this one. I think he can get out front and press. If he's out on the lead, I'm not going to like that too much because I prefer closers, a more pressing style, a little bit further back off the pace. So hopefully that's where Luis Saez will point this one. It's hard to say. Mike McCarthy, I trust, is a good turfer. So Formidable Man, then Camaro Z. And you can see these are much faster paces. But these both, like I pointed out, were on the main track at Fairgrounds in the slop and in the mud. Then you had a couple of turf races here in the middle, but these are maidens. The speed figures just aren't there for me. Rocking a halo. This one, if you saw the replay, came from way downtown on this one at Churchill Downs that are going a mile and 16th. What I wanted to say is about the pace of this wide open race is I don't see it going like 22 and 40, it might be 47, but I feel like it's going to be honest, more 23 and change, because a mile and a 16th, there's less room till the first turn at Churchill Downs. Like I said, you see the starting is almost way down here at the top of the stretch. So you got all that room to get to the first turn to get position instead of being half that right in here and then trying to sprint out. Kind of similar to the Kentucky Derby in a way, sprinting out to not get caught wide in that first turn, but much longer on the turf to get to that turn. So that's why I think the pace might be a little slower. Now, I left off at Twirling Point, who I think is did defeat, if you look under here, this was just going a mile. Or wait a minute, wrong one. This one here did defeat Formidable Man and was obviously in this same race. This rush away, I think, is a key race. This race was back. See, he's been off, actually. That's what I wanted to point out. Thomas it's been off. He's been off since March. So 46 to 90 is his 24%. But he closed hard and almost caught Trickery, who Trickery was the one that wheeled back to win the American Turf. So that's kind of interesting to me. And I think this will be some this is a Triple Crown nominated horse too, by the way. So I think that Frankie Dettori could get after it. I know it says 4-1 morning line, but I think with the trainer, might go a little bit overlooked and offer some more value. And then we got Lagynos. This one was very good as well. So mile and a 16th at Churchill, I think that could appreciate the extra distance as well to get after it. So good chance there. Can't leave out the number 3 Cameo because his name suggests he'll play a small part in the outcome. So let's go ahead and finalize those selections. Okay, we're going to go with number 5 for the win. And then a trifecta part wheel. I want the 5 on top of those. You can see in the background, it's 2, 3, 8, and 9. and then 2, 3, 8, and 9, and then go back the other way, 2, 3, 8, 9 with the 5, then 2, 3, 8, 9. So both of those bets are each $12, $24 for a dollar try. Much cheaper than boxing all 5 horses. I have pretty good confidence in this 5 horse that he'll be there either for the win or the place. So that's why I'm going that route. So that is the Audubon Stakes. Tune in for more coverage on Billy Ho Sports of the June 1st racing. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.